1, let's rock. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy Friday to you. It is the weekend. I am very excited. You are listening to the SBTV Nation and watching us live on YouTube. And I am talking to my boy, The Dream. Son, what is going on out there today?
Man, I never thought I'd be turning down a bag of chips. But I gotta say, I don't want any chip.
Chip Kelly has been appointed head coach of your San Francisco 49ers, man. They are in bed together for at least 4 years, giving him $24 million, Dream. Wow. What's your thoughts on it, man? You are a 49er fan, so I'm dying to hear what you got to say, man.
Just a bad hookup, man. I'm not the biggest fan of Chip Kelly. I don't like what he did with Philadelphia. He disassembled the whole organization, put in his own parts. Now he's going to go over to San Francisco. He seems to be a guy caught up into his own ego, his own attitude, and I am not feeling the acquisition.
All right, you're not feeling it. Well, you know what? I was thinking about it and just kind of replaying this over and over in a lot of past conversations that you and I have had. And, oh, by the way, I did break your balls about it. We did put a video up on YouTube with a little, with your face with the Jordan crying face on it, man.
Yes.
That is funny, dude. So, had to do that to you, man. But at the end of the day, when you look at this, Dream, we've been talking about the style of quarterback that Chip needs. He needs a mobile quarterback. Now, I know that Colin Kaepernick is not the best quarterback in the world, and I know that he throws 100 miles an hour, so basically it makes it almost impossible for his receivers to catch. However, don't you think that Chip can work an offense around this guy? You don't think so at all?
I don't. I've never liked, first of all, I don't like Colin Kaepernick's mechanics as a quarterback.
Okay.
He has a very awkward throw. The way he throws the ball, his shoulder motions, even some of his footwork at time can be off. The way he holds the ball. He is a successful dynamic runner, but we know that running quarterbacks in the NFL, you know, over the course of time or over the course of a season, it just doesn't pan out. Dude. I don't know that Chip wants to move forward with Colin Kaepernick, you know, to boot, or the Niners want to move forward with him. I mean, I know they put that money, but you know, in the NFL, the money's not guaranteed.
Sure.
So the Niners could very well cut Kaepernick. I don't know moving forward how that's going to work. You know, I just don't feel that that's a great fit for them, because I just feel that Chip is too opinionated, and if everybody's not on the same page as him, you know, he gets rid of you.
Well, I wonder if he's going to have as much responsibility as he did at Philly. Because I think he's just basically limited to just being a head coach over here. So,
well, I hope that they don't give him I hope that they don't give him as much power. Look, dude, listen. Chip Kelly messed up so bad. Uncle Tom Coughlin told Philly to kick rocks. Let's put it into perspective for a minute.
Yeah,
all right?
man. I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, with the New York Giants, granted, you didn't have a defense there. I don't know, we're jumping around a little bit team to team, but you know, you still have Elijah Manning there. So
right.
You still do have a marquee quarterback. You know, as far as Colin Kaepernick is concerned, going back to the San Francisco 49ers, I just think that it might be something that can work, Dream. Let me ask you something. Because I didn't really watch the 49ers last year because they were just so horrible. But how was their offensive line? Were they allowing a lot of sacks?
Up and down. It was up and down because it depended on how long that they, you know, of course, obviously, how long they held the ball. They had problems getting the ball downfield. The run game, there was a little bright spot slightly in the run game, and then he got banged up during the middle of the season. I mean, Chip's got to work with the whole package.
Right, exactly. And when you look at his style of offense, now I never understood the whole fact of, you know, the Nick Foles, the Sam Bradford, you know, the whole package there. I never understood all of that. And because, you know, we've been talking about it, you know, having, in his style of offense, having a mobile quarterback. Now, you know, and those are pocket passers, obviously. So now when you bring this in, you know, you're going to need some pretty quick linemen to assemble that hurry up offense and all that. You know, you can't have these big big, huge, overweight guys, trying to run up and down the field. I don't know, man. I got to take a better look at this. I started dissecting it a little bit yesterday. I'd like to see, how many sacks they were letting up as far as the 49ers are concerned. They did have a couple of games that were, they were in versus, some of the likes of like the Arizona Cardinals. I know they were close in that particular game. I know they went out and beat the brakes off the Minnesota Vikings in week 1. I'm going to look at some of that film and just kind of breaks down a little bit more of this and kind of see what I think they need as far as for you and I to talk about it on the show, man, because at the end of the day, maybe this will work. And you know that when somebody as far as a head coach or any position, when you make a mistake, you learn from your mistakes, Dream.
Yeah, but that's humble, people.
All right.
This guy, and that's part of my problem is his attitude, and I feel like his attitude is not conducive to professional athletes and professional football. I would have felt better if he had went back to college, let's say for another 2 to 3 years, had some success, and then came back to the NFL.
Okay.
Because now you wonder, all right, is Chip going to come back and be like, all right, let me learn my lesson from what I did in Philly and change some things? Or is he going to be like even more adamant about I've got to do what I know that I can do because I didn't have success in Philly?
Well, the best way to get humbleized, Dream, is to get fired. And then just sit in your bed and think about it. It's been about 11 days now, so he's got time to think and
No
just
doubt,
kind of, stew a little bit.
With an ego like his and a personality, though, it could be, he could have learned nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? When you look at that situation, he could be the type of guy, and then the Niners hiring him is once again kind of enabling him.
Sure.
See, I'm dope. I didn't need them. I got a job anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of it. We will obviously watch it next year. And the problem is the Niners need a lot. They need attention in every facet of their offense and defensive game. Matter of fact, they need every attention in every facet of their team, period. So, this guy really is going to have to he's really going to get in there and put a hands-on stamp on this team. And I just feel I'm just really worried about where this team will be at after 2 to 3 years, with him at the helm, because, he's got to revamp the whole thing.
He does. Well, they do have the 7th pick in the draft, Dream, and I'm looking at this, and you got a couple of pretty good wide receivers available here, and I'm looking at Laquan Treadwell for Ole Miss. They might be able to pick him up, and hey, at the end of the day, because there's a lot of there's corners, there's offensive tackles that are available as far as in the top. You need a quarterback, huh?
You need a quarterback. I don't want to hear. Listen, it all starts with the quarterback. Once you get a franchise quarterback or an Andrew Luck or whatever have you, you can go. Now, the only other facet that is out there, Robert Griffith III is out there available as well.
There you go.
And I don't really know. I don't know. I do like him more than I like Colin Kaepernick.
Really?
Personally. Yeah, I do. Colin Kaepernick's throwing motion, dude. If you watch him throw the ball, it is just not it's so unorthodox and uncomfortable and jerky. There's always going to be precision issues.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
So, there were things out of Robert Griffith III that I liked, that I saw him do. What he's capable of doing today, I have no idea, because he hasn't played. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, it would be interesting, but maybe Chip may want to go in that direction as opposed to, trying to revamp Kaepernick. I think there's more to work with RG3 than I think there's to work with Kaepernick. There's and a bigger upside.
Yeah, but RG3 is like D Rose and Hoop. They're so injury prone. At the end of the day, that's what it is.
Well, that's what you're going to get when you use it when you have a running quarterback. But RG3, if there was ever a time to get fully healed, my man has gotten it.
Yes, sitting on the sideline watching kissing cousins rock and roll over there, man. So, hey, we'll see what ends up going down with your boy Chip Kelly and your organization of the 49ers, brother. So, at the end of the day, man, we got to recap the NBA. Guys, I'm all over the place this morning, man. I got here a little bit late. But I'm looking at the scores, and the Chicago Bulls ended up emerging last night, win 115-111 in overtime over the Philadelphia 76ers. I know it's not an impressive win, guys, but at the end of the day, you know, Rose was out, Gasol was out, and Jimmy Butler, Dream, I've been talking about this guy. He's carrying this load on his back. And at the end of the day, I think this guy is going to become the franchise of the Bulls, man. 53 points again last night, Dream.
Yeah, you know, I've seen a little bit of his game as we've been talking about him, and it's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, he's their guy. So go out and score.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I feel you that he's doing it, but he's kind of doing what he's supposed to be doing.
He's doing what he's supposed to be doing out there, exactly, man. But at the end of the day, they got the job done, man.
I mean, Rose didn't play last night, right?
Rose did not play. Gasol did not play either.
Well, what did you expect?
And you know what? At the end of the day, man, you know what's crazy is, and this is the caveat of live lines, guys. So. And, you know, it's not always peaches and ice cream, man. Let me tell you something.
This is what happens to me. And why I struggle sometimes with it, but go ahead.
All right. So I'm watching the game. I've got the Bulls wrapped up in a couple things on a money line, right? So at the end of the day, I'm watching it, and it's the middle of the second quarter, and the Bulls fall down 22 points. I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill me, man. And I'm watching the game, and I'm just like, dude, there's just no way. So what I ended up doing was doing a live line to get my money out of it. Well, sure enough, at the end of the day, the Bulls pull it out and win the game. So the live line getting out of it actually cost me money. So, hey, sometimes that happens. I mean, the chances of a team coming back down, 22 points in that particular affair is very, very slim. It doesn't usually happen, but in that particular circumstance, it did. And I forgot in the back of my brain that it was the Philadelphia 76ers after all.
While you on live lines, yo, guys, I mean, you guys, I can't stress enough, take a look at it.
Of course.
And just throw a little interest in it, tinker with it. It is a very new dynamic style, and I know if you're anything like me, like when it comes to technology, I'm usually the second to the last person to get down with it or to figure it out or to understand it. And then once I get in it, it's like, oh wow, I wish I had gotten on this earlier. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the live thing either, but if you watch the games and if you have a feel for the games as far as like how many people have turned on a game and I've heard this 100 times. Oh, I could tell whether I'm going to win or lose my bet right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
Well, if you make that statement, then live gambling is for you because it can save you from losing a bet. You know what I mean? And I've been there where I've watched and been able to evaluate and said, man, you know what? I don't think that they're going to be successful in this second half because, they won the first half, but it was only because X, Y, Z. And if they go in the locker room and fix X, Y, Z, they're going to be successful in the second half. So thereby, you can live into the second half. So just, if you haven't paid attention to it, go out and take a look at it. I'm not saying you got to do it.
No, right.
But I think it definitely is something that you need to look at and add maybe to your repertoire.
Absolutely. And if you're out in Las Vegas, the way it works is that a lot of these casinos are getting on board. And we actually had John Avello from the Wynn Sportsbook Casino come on the show and talk about this, where what's happening is that all of the sports books, they're going to mobile. So when you're in the state of Nevada, you could actually sit there and gamble right on your phone, man. And it just goes right to the casino. I mean, I know William Hill has it right now, so definitely something to take a look at. And, hey, that's the wave of the future, man. So now, if you want to go shop your lines in Las Vegas, you don't need to walk up and down a strip going to each and every sports book, taking a look at the line.
There's that cat that's walking up and down the street.
You already know that.
There's that old cat walking up and down the street. Oh, no. I'm not trusting my cell phone in that.
Nope, definitely not, man. So, hey, it is what it is, and that's a little history on live wagering. And, guys, I got to tell you something. As far as gambling is concerned, period, you're not always going to win every single night, okay? What you got to do is you got to embrace adversity. with this situation. You can't go and lose a couple $100 one night and just let it devastate you. You got to wake up the next day and know that it's a brand new day. And at the end of the day, hey, you know what? You may have lost $200, $300, $400, whatever, $1,000, whatever the hell you lost. But if you're good enough, you're going to get that money right back. So, and don't be doubling down on the next game, because you know what? If you're going to go and double down and go and take some team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, or I'm sorry, the San Antonio Spurs minus the points, you know, at the end of the day, you would have lost that too. So, you know what? Just keep going the way you're going. And at the end of the day, if you're good enough, you will definitely get that money back and then some. And big ups to my man for the pick over here for retweeting our show as always, man. Love his NFL knowledge. That's my boy, the pick on there as well. So as far as the NBA is concerned, dude, speaking of the Spurs.
Yes, sir.
They beat my boy. And they stay undefeated at home, man. 23-0 at home so far, Dream.
No doubt.
They are looking absolute. Did you watch the game?
I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it, and I got to tell you that
that's the team.
The Spurs kind of coasted.
No, they were down. They were down most of the game.
No. I know they were down at the beginning, but I mean the way they went about it, like they just went about it. You know what I mean? They like they never got disturbed.
No,
they
right,
never got
right.
disheveled, and it was like, all right, we're just gonna work our offense and play our game the way we're gonna play our game, and that's what they did. And they knew that like eventually we're gonna wear them down. That's what it just seemed like to me.
Yeah, right.
Like
right,
they were
right.
saying.
It just seems like, you know, that third and fourth quarter they just grind you. And the defense was outstanding in that game too. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, neither team scored over 100 points. So I don't know, man, but I know that, you know, at the end of the in the middle of the game, Craig Sager interviewed Pop. I love Pop's interviews, man. Pop's interviews are hilarious. Here you go.
Did they send somebody else out here?
Sorry, Coach, it's you and me. Okay. Marcus Aldridge is 1 for 6, Tim Duncan 2 for 6. You have to establish.
You got to tell me that stuff? I already know that.
Okay,
what's the question?
How do you get him to be more involved in the fourth quarter?
I'll ask him nicely to shoot the ball better. How's that? What the hell you want me to do?
I don't know. Jonathan Simmons.
Players play. You shoot, it goes in or it doesn't. What's the second question?
Jonathan Simmons, for us who don't know much about him, what do you hope to get out of him when we see him in the fourth quarter?
I want him to play well. How's that?
Will we see him?
Yeah, it's been nice talking to you.
All right, thanks a lot.
You gotta love Pop in those situations, man. He is hilarious, dude. So, hey, San Antonio Spurs, big ups to them for making that work. And, hey, my boy has gone into Golden State and San Antonio now, Dream, and lost. What's that say for the East so far?
It doesn't say much, but I still think, like I said, 7-game series in 1 game, 2 different situations. And I said that, you know, if I was the Cavs, I would more be concerned with the Spurs than Golden State. I mean, I'm concerned with both of them, but I would really worry about the Spurs more than I would worry about Golden State from a Cavs point of view.
All right, guys, we are live on YouTube streaming the show and live on Twitter and on YouTube. Like I said yesterday, you guys can actually communicate with each other. So it's a really good additive to the show, and I think it's really good for you guys to get on and kind of spread your own knowledge a little bit, man. Maybe you want to talk about a game. Maybe you want to talk about a situation that happened yesterday or something that's going on today, but it's good for the community to kind of go back and forth a little bit. Not like we haven't brought everybody together on Twitter, Dream, but now it's nice to do it on YouTube as well. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So looking at this, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dream, I can't find the line anymore.
Oh, well, if you can't find the line, there's no need to be mad at the Dream, as I've been telling you guys all week long. All week long, if you're interested and if you like the Broncos, go get it now, because guess what? They went and took the line and they put it behind the curtain, and when they pull it back out, it's going to be heavier than it was when they put it away. Dudes, listen, I can't tell you, I've been listening to Red Eric on sports radio, and I'm sure most of you have as well, or maybe you haven't, but Ben Roethlisberger is in bad shape.
Yeah.
He's in seriously bad shape. I'm sure that Van is going to go out there, even if they got to wheel him out there in a wheelchair, because that's the warrior that he is, and that's impressive to me, obviously.
Sure.
However, at the end of the day, the Denver Broncos could care less and would love nothing more to see an injured Ben Roethlisberger come out there to play, because that means he's not going to be nowhere near as successful as he would be healthy. And even if he was healthy, the Broncos are saying, hey, you know what? We're the best defense in the NFL anyway.
Yeah.
So now you're going to make us that much more better by bringing out a banged-up Ben Roethlisberger. Guys, there is a great possibility that Ben may not even play. I mean, I've heard him in interviews. I mean, he's got his stuff torn, banged up, and it's a mess in there. Ben is physically a mess. And I got to talk to you guys about Ben is like Evel Knievel out there, to be honest with you. When you think about the injuries that are starting to add up on this guy, I mean, dude, this is a situation where I feel like Ben might need to get a little bit selfish and say, you know what? I got to get healthy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I can see Ben Roethlisberger, first of all, I can see his career getting cut, 2 to 3 years short or more. And I could see him, 15 years from now, in a wheelchair or something, or like just looking crazy. You know what I mean? Just based on your body can only take so much damage. And this guy, I mean, he has taken a plethora of damage, man.
Right.
I feel really bad for him because, he's a warrior and I love his competitive nature and he's going to get out there and play. But listen, time comes for us all, and while these may be aches and pains right now, they're going to come back in sincere fashion a few years down the line from now. Of course, we all as the gamblers don't care about that, or the sports fans. We just want to see him go now. But I got to tell you, Ben's not in good shape.
Yeah, when you look at it, and when you look at the landscape of their division, I mean, playing the Ravens twice a year, the Ravens are one of the most physical teams defensively in the NFL, and always banging him up. You got the Bengals in there, and you got the nasty Browns as well. I mean, those make for nasty games every single time this guy plays, and he, half his year, he's playing these teams, Dream.
And he's a physical quarterback.
Yeah, right.
He's not the type of guy that just, runs out of bounds or goes down or takes that knee. He kind of embraces the contact because, he's a big guy, and I get it. But, dude, after a while, man, you know what I'm saying? You keep getting 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds coming in, 200, 300 pounds, banging you, 16 weeks of that, and then getting hurt on top of it. Dude, it's high. Ben got heavy miles.
Heavy miles, exactly.
High miles, son. High miles. And, if you guys didn't listen, I'll go into more depth to this on Sunday. The Denver Broncos are licking their chops right now.
Of course.
Okay.
And they got revenge on their mind anyway because Pitt came and beat them, the other day, a couple of weeks ago.
And it's not just about, it's not just about Big Ben either. The Pittsburgh Steelers match up very poorly to the Denver Broncos and what the Denver Broncos want to do on offense as well as defense.
Sure.
This game to me, it's one of my favorites of the weekend. And this is almost a little bit of almost characteristic, or reminds me a little bit of KC last week. How I like KC against the Texans. This game is sort of looked like that, and especially if Big Ben is not the quarterback, then it really looks like KC versus the Texans.
Wait, you don't think Landry Jones is going to shock the world?
Yeah, I don't. And the thing is, the Denver Broncos. The other thing we've talked about is the storybook ending for Peyton Manning. I mean, it is there, for him to embrace. And I don't know what his health is like this season and at this point in the game, but one thing that we have that's different, Peyton Manning's coming in to the playoffs fully rested and hopefully more healthy than he's been in the playoffs in other situations. So, I mean, we're looking for him to get through 3 games.
Yeah.
All right, play at a high level for 3 games, and he could ride off into the sunset looking like Clint Eastwood. You know what I'm saying? On that horse, like he just saved the town. And this is this is a storyline for a really great story. And it's going to open up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I honestly feel that the Broncos are going to have so much success with their running game due to their blocking schemes and due to the style of defense that the Pittsburgh Steelers play.
Yeah.
That they're not even going to have to use Peyton's arm that much. I just think that I think that running game it's going to be very effective this week. So we'll keep that in mind. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with you guys on Sunday, but make sure you try to listen. I mean, if you're interested in this game and you're on that side, I'll have some more content for you on Sunday as far as a breakdown as to why I think this is going to be very, very very
fun to watch.
Very, very fun to watch, right?
Yeah, and you know what? When you look at this, and we've been saying over the course of the Peyton Ball illustrious career, Dream, he's never had a defense. He's never had a defense. I mean, the one year that the Colts won the Super Bowl, they were playing a little bit of defense as far as, the AFC playoffs is concerned. But he's never had a defense, man. And now you got the number one defense in all of the NFL, man. And you've got a, veteran quarterback that has had his woes and knows that he's been bad in the playoffs and has not really played regular season. So maybe some of that regular season magic will carry over into the playoffs. And I think, with home field advantage, it might be their year, Dream.
It could be. I still think that there's going to be. I think the real true challenge, to me, I see them coming out of the AFC based on what I see left, personally.
Okay.
And to me, the challenge for the AFC is the NFC, because I think Arizona, Carolina, and Seattle are the three best teams that are left in the playoffs. Luckily, only one of them can go to the Super Bowl, but it's gonna be quite an accomplishment for any of the AFC teams, as far as I'm concerned, to beat the NFC this year.
Got it.
That's just how I feel.
Got it. All right. And guys, we'll be doing our NFL breakdowns over the weekend as the Evil Genius joins us. We'll be on Saturday, and then we will be back on Sunday. And what we do tomorrow, we start our show at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is not on video. It is on audio only. Those are our bonus shows on the weekends. And hey, we're very excited about tomorrow's show. And tomorrow we got Patriots versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and we've got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Green Bay Packers. And Dream, nobody's giving the Packers a shot.
Yeah, me neither.
Nobody's giving the Packers a shot. So we'll see what ends up going down. Yeah, we'll have that conversation. Obviously, don't give away too much information, but we'll be talking about it, how we're going to put these lines together and manipulate the whole package.
So can we talk about Sparty? Because I know you got an eye for the game, and an eye for things. So can we talk about Sparty?
Oh, the Iowa Hawkeyes went in and laid the smacketh down on the Michigan State Spartans, man.
Dude, how do you get beat? First of all, with your Sparty going to be taking all, it's feeling like they're here this
it's not the tournament yet, Dream.
I know, but it's reminding me of the Washington Nationals and the New England Patriots.
Oh, shut up.
But anyway, how you going to get beat in your crib like that?
Iowa matched up well with them last night, man. Earlier in the year, Iowa has not lost in the Big Ten yet. So we'll see what ends up going on with that as far as that's concerned. But at the end of the day, man, Michigan State just did not show up. And I've been seeing a lot of these top-tier teams, Dream, they're all shaky at times.
Not at home, though. Not at home. They got beat by 20-something points at home.
I know.
20. Okay, let me take that back. They got beat by, let's see, 17
points.
You don't get beat by 17 points in your house?
They'll be fine. They'll be just fine. You know Izzo's success in the tourney, Dream. Izzo's on point, man. And you know what? I'm sure they're already looking at the tape and figuring out where the hell it went wrong. And hey, sometimes these teams
where it went wrong, when they ran out the locker room. That's where it went wrong. Coming out that locker room, it went wrong.
Like this. That's how it went yesterday for them, man. Hey, whatever. It is what it is, man. I'm looking at this, and BYU goes into Gonzaga and wins by 1 point. Louisville knocks off Pittsburgh. 21-ranked Louisville beats them 59-41, and the Arizona Wildcats went ham on this Washington team, man. They won by 32 points, and I think you pointed them out on the show, Dream.
Yeah, I did.
So hey, big ups to you on that.
Listen, Louisville's been real quiet this season since that.
They have.
We haven't heard a lot pop out about since the scandal broke.
We have not.
we haven't heard any updates on it and any reference to it as well. The Peyton Ball HGH thing has kind of gone away. Which I find really bizarre considering, he's starting quarterback this Sunday.
Yeah, right. Right.
I would think that there'd be a little bit more discussions about that, but it is a little bit bizarre. I find it funny how some people, the press or the storyline, lingers with them, and in other people or institutions, it just seems to go away.
All right, my boy Marlon's commenting on here. What's going on, Marlon? Good morning to you. And my man Weavy Weave is on saying, don't sleep on Iowa. And we actually talked about Iowa yesterday. And I'm sitting there, I'm driving my truck down the street, and my kid is sitting there screaming to me. This was 2 nights ago. He's like, see what Iowa pays to win the whole thing. I'm like, all right. So I'm looking at it, 80-1. Might be something to take a look at. After that impressive victory versus Michigan State, though, they're probably going to knock down a 50-1 dream after that. So I should have probably listened to my boy, man. My kid has been watching. I mean, he is infatuated with college sports. I mean, him and I go back and forth about, college football and all that. And, I kept going to him. And at the end of the day, he totally disagreed with me on Clemson. I was like, dude, I keep going back to Clemson. I don't know why. I keep going back to Clemson. And he disagreed with me on it. But he's definitely feeling Iowa this year. So we'll see what ends up going down with that particular situation as far as that division is concerned, man. So as far as the NHL last night, Dream, looking at a couple of scores here, the Nashville Predators continue to lose, man. I don't know what's going on with this particular team, but at the end of the day, they got to find a way to win here, man. I think they've lost 5 consecutive games now, Dream.
They have, and I said while I slightly lean them, the best spot to take when you're in a losing streak like that, they are coming home. I believe they get home on Sunday. Let me look here real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
They get home on... Sorry.
That's all right, guys. We're live right on YouTube, having a good time, man. It's streamed live over the internet, and I'm taking a look at this. I could pull it up right now.
They come home on Saturday.
They come home tomorrow.
Saturday. So I would look for them to maybe try to clean things up a little bit at home. I've noticed that just slightly with hockey, that the teams, they when you're on a losing streak, the best thing for you is to get back home, especially the Predators, who play pretty well in their building. So they will be home tomorrow. So I would look for the losing to probably stop tomorrow. We still got to take a look at it, so don't go crazy. But I would think that they could manage to get the win tomorrow.
All right. Weavy Weave's telling me that Iowa beat Michigan State twice this year so far, man. So, you know what? I can't wait to really dive into this college basketball and get the idea and what's going on there. So we'll see what ends up going on with that. But yeah, as far as the ice is concerned, I do agree with you that tomorrow will be definitely be zeroed in on the Nashville Predators, Dream. And tonight, I'm looking at some of the other matchups here as far as the hockey's concerned. Well, just going back to last night real quick, I apologize about that. The Caps, Dream, seems like they don't want to lose ever. 4-1
victory. They did their thing last night. I mean, the Canucks aren't actually a powerhouse either, but the Caps did their thing last night, and we've been talking about them most of the season and how they've been, and they're continuing their winning ways. So they're definitely going to be something to reckon with down the stretch.
Of course, man. I think that team is definitely one of, obviously, the class of the East, because I mean, with the exception of Rangers, Islanders, Montreal Canadiens, who's going to knock off the Caps, man? That would be like a major upset if the Caps get knocked off in the East. They're almost looking like my boy LeBron in the East as far as the NBA is concerned. So we'll have that conversation as it moves forward, Dream, and go from there. So what do you want to do, man? You want to get into a little NBA?
Sure.
For tonight, man? All right, let's pull it right up and have a quick conversation about what's going on in the landscape of the NBA, because there is a plethora of games tonight, guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 games total, and looking at this and right out of the gate, I'm taking a look at the Washington Wizards, who are going into the Indiana Pacers. And I can tell you this much, guys, we've been talking about this on the show nonstop, is that the Washington Wizards love being in a situation where they are an underdog. And 9 times out of 10, they win the games outright, man. They're getting 7.5 tonight versus the Indiana Pacers, and Indiana Pacers are coming off losing the other night And Washington has won 3 consecutive games. It seems like they're kind of finding their groove a little bit, Dream.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
7.5 points seems like a lot to me.
It seems like a lot to me too, but this is in a spot that I like because you got the Pacers coming off a loss, getting back home, and then you got the Wizards, on the road. So I don't really love it from a point spread standpoint. And these teams, to me, kind of mirror each other in a sense.
Yeah, but Indiana, you got to give them the nod defensively, though.
I do, right. I just said kind of, yeah. So, I don't like this particular game, no.
All right, when you take a look at this on the stat sheet, man, Indiana is averaging just over 102 points a game where they're allowing 98.4. And the points differential, they're superior. They're superior in rebounding and steals as well. So we'll take a look at this particular matchup and see what's going on. But the unders in the Indiana Pacers games have gone under 12 out of the last 17, Dream. Something to take a look at.
You talking to me about unders again?
I'm just pointing out a trend.
After the Florida Panther debacle.
I did notice that the Florida Panthers have gone under substantially, man, with the exception of the other night when we, the Dream and I privately wanted to get on it. We said, hey, let's just take a little stab at it. Sure enough.
Hey, Indio, got a spreadsheet out, all types of information. Guy, listen, you don't hear a lot. Just because you don't hear stats from your boy doesn't mean that I'm not cognizant of them.
Oh, big time.
I like to, first of all, we're only on for an hour, so, I try to keep any stats minimum, but Hack hits me up. He got the spreadsheet pulled out, everything. He's like, yo, the Panthers are running under, man. They run under all the time. And I'm like, yeah, well, so-and-so doesn't score that much either. I think it was the Canucks they were playing, right?
I believe
No, the Flames. It was Calgary.
The Flames. Yeah, the Flames.
Yeah, it was Calgary. Lo and behold, we get on the under that night. It was a 4-goal first period. Listen, the game started and like they skated around in a circle for 2 seconds and the first goal was scored. I was like, whoa, what happened? Then I went upstairs, grabbed the drink, came back downstairs. 2 more goals were scored in the time I went upstairs. I'm blowing up hats full. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Dude, all right, well, this makes total sense, Dream. Think about it. The Florida Panthers offensively are not that good. They average about 2.5 goals a game.
Yes.
And during their 12-game winning streak, they gave up 14 goals total.
Yes.
So it's like 1.2 goals they're giving up in a 12-game stretch.
And if there was ever any evidence that the Mad Hatter is the ultimate mush, those particular statistics right there point to you being a cat from Brooklyn Tale or Brooklyn Tree, whatever that movie was called.
Whatever, man.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Hey, and this is what I love the most, okay? Here we go. And I know every one of you's been right here, right? Check this out. We go under 5, okay? Under 5. There's 4 goals scored in the first period. So we're like, all right, we're done. You know what I'm saying? Forget it. We're done. Do you know that they only scored 6 goals, just one over our under number, and then shut the whole scoring down?
Right. Shut everything down. They went up 6-0, man, and the Florida Panthers could not get a goal on the board. And you know what? At the end of the day, when you're up 5 goals, kind of just keep the puck out of the zone and just kind of chill with it or whatever. But no, they wanted to go and score that one last one, man. So, whatever. It is what it is, man. That was a light play. And, sometimes we do some private stuff, guys, and win or lose. We don't really share everything with the nation because, number one, like Dream said, we are on only an hour. And number 2 is that, we get involved in a couple of junky things here and there. We're gamblers. That's what we do. But, sometimes
I only give out the stuff that I absolutely love.
Right.
If I don't love it, I won't let you guys in on it. Because I don't want you sharing, the stomach ache with me.
Sharing the stomach ache with you. I totally understand that, man. Totally understand that. My man Buster Carr is on here this morning. I got Nick Arestis on here. What's going on, guys? Good morning to you. And thank you very much for commenting on our show, retweeting us, and showing us the love, man. So, all right, as far as the and Danish bettors on here as well, telling me about a bad spot for the Bulls who are playing Dallas. And yes, the Bulls definitely went into overtime and maybe a little bit tired. And they're going from traveling from Philadelphia to Chicago, which, not that far, obviously, but Chicago's only -1 with an under-over of, I don't have a total up here yet, man. They're playing the Dallas Mavs, and the Dallas Mavs got to be hungry, losing 2 consecutive games. Ooh, this is a bad spot, man. We got to take a look at the injuries, and obviously, D. Rose, Paul Gasol, and see who's out there, man, and see what's going on. Because you know what? With the lineup, I retweeted the lineup last night. The lineup was a little bit shaky with the exception of, obviously, Gibson and Butler in the lineup, man. So something to take a look at there.
I'm surprised you didn't take a money line, though.
What's that?
I'm surprised you
No,
didn't.
I did. I had it wrapped up in other stuff.
So
But
why
I
did you?
won, but I live lined because I wanted to get out of it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. You really felt that they were going to lose that game?
Son, they were down 22 points at the time.
But it's the Sixers.
Dude, you know what? Like we said earlier in the show, you learn from your mistakes, and
Yep.
that's what we're talking about with Chip
Okay.
Kelly. I'm learning from that mistake, man. When
Okay.
if it's like the this Philadelphia 76ers or Lake Show or something like that, chances are you probably don't want a live line out of that situation because
You know what
they'll
I'm saying?
find a way to lose, man. You know what? Hey, at the end of the day, Dream, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
At what point were they down 20? Because I don't know.
Dude, right out the gate, man. They were down
See, that's-
7. Then they were down at the end of the first quarter. They were down 12.
Right.
Then in the second quarter, they were down. It was even like 24 at one point, Dream. It was just.
But you had a whole
beatdown.
another half.
I had a whole nother half going.
Yeah, I would have held the line with that because, dude, we've seen OKC
Yeah.
blow 20-point leads.
Yeah. Good point.
You know what I'm
Very
saying?
good point. Yeah. So, hey guys, you know what? It is what it is, and I'll get that money back. I'll get that money back
OKC, we got
today,
the
tomorrow,
Timberwolves coming
whatever.
into OKC tonight. One little thing to just take a look at, all right? Don't, let's not touch it, but let's watch it. If OKC tonight gets up, and I noticed this seems to be happening at home with them as well. They get up, let's say 15 to 20 points at the half.
Yep.
Just peek at the Timberwolves and see what it is for the second half, and then just jot it down and see what happens at the end of the game. Let's just do a little study and keep an eye on that as we're gonna gauge that maybe for some future investments.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes we work on some trends. Sometimes we work on some things that we've noticed and stuff like that. And, we keep that stuff a little private until we start really seeing success. Then we'll start talking about it. Like, I wasn't going to give you the Panthers under the other night just because I wanted to try it out for myself and see if it's working out. And sure enough,
It's not.
Nation would have been pissed at me, brother.
Sure, not. I mean, listen, I've watched a lot of hockey. I gotta tell you, the way that they scored goals in that game and as fast as they scored them,
It was stupid.
it was. I'm not even joking. All right. I mean, it's funny, but it's not even a joke. When I tell you that they skated around in a circle for like 2 seconds and shot their first shot, went right in the goal. That's literally how it went down. I was like, usually a hockey too, you get that first period tends to be a little on the slow side.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The teams are filling out each other. You start getting busy, a little bit more action second, and then third gets, real hectic.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that first period just was
Stupid.
like
Stupid.
bombs away.
I know we're jumping around a little bit, guys, but we are talking about the NBA right now. I know, but hey, it is what it is. And we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers. It opened at 4.5. Now they're -2 versus the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
And the Houston Rockets, Dream, have won 5 consecutive games.
Surprisingly.
And peaked their head above 500. Again, they are 13-9 at home. And you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, Cleveland, with that, that was a pretty big game for them last night. And for them to lose, it kind of sucks when you just got to go play tonight, the next night, right out the gate. You know what I mean? So this is a spot, guys, where I think Cleveland can take this game. Obviously, they're way superior in many different categories statistically over the Houston Rockets, but I just don't know if I would want to get involved in it, man. It just, there's something kind of smells bad with it. So, hey, if they win, I'm not going to be mad at myself for not betting it. I'm just going to, kind of just watch it and see how my boy reacts to the adversity of losing to the San Antonio Spurs. Because at the end of the day, that's got to be in the back of their brains that they lost in San Antonio and in Golden State. Because, Dream, if you look at the records the way if it ended today, the West would have home court. So that's 4 games in the Western Conference Winners the Western Conference Winners building. You know what I mean? Because Cleve has 10 losses, so something to take a look at. If there's, if Cleve was to face San Antonio or Golden State, which is probably gonna happen, man.
Definitely.
So
that was a rough mix too, by the way. The transition from those 2 songs was.
Oh yeah, you don't like it?
Sorry, Blake. I had to.
You had to put me on blast with that,
I had
huh?
to put you on blast with that transition.
Well, what do you? I know it was, man. Hey, you know what? It is what it is, man.
That was a horrible transition.
Because now I'm trying to, focus.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sitting here bobbing around, dancing around. Now I gotta focus. I almost feel like it's Freaky Friday again, where I'm not focused, man. So I gotta kind of get, I gotta get the, the music down. I gotta get the music down. I gotta get ready. I gotta get amped, kid. I gotta get ready here. So it is what it is.
That's one of them. The whole dance floor just cleared.
The whole dance floor
Everybody went to go get drinks and use the bathroom.
How about a little Sea Breezy, man? Let's get some Sea Breezy back. Get the energy level back up.
The whole dance floor. Cats at the middle of the floor staring at the DJ booth.
You know what I hate, dude? I hate when you're at a club.
Yes.
And you got this song that you're absolutely feeling.
Yep.
And my man cuts it like a minute into it.
As soon as you hit the floor, right? Oh, I hate that. No doubt.
That drives me crazy, man. We went to STK in New York a couple of weekends ago, man. Had a great steak over there or whatever. And my man was going, and they have a DJ in there in the steakhouse. And he would, 45 seconds to a minute, he let every song play. I'm like, bro, number 1, you're going to run out of songs. Number 2, aren't you exhausted from doing that? Number 3, let people feel the track a little bit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, my wife was pissed about that. She was like, I'm going to write a review about that. I'm pissed.
You know what, though? Some people, it depends on what style you like, because some DJs, I've heard that style where they just keep pounding songs at you over, letting every song play like 15 seconds, then on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And some people really like that, and it also is a testament to the DJ too, because actually, dude is now really working.
Yeah.
As opposed to just putting the track on and now getting the 3-minute break. You know what I mean? So it depends on what you're in the mood for.
My boy Weavy Weave is telling me that games played in Houston since 1996. Houston is 14-2 against the spread versus Cleveland, and 16-2 straight up versus Cleveland. Weave, I love you. I love you, but I got to say something to you. My boy has only been on Cleve for a couple years, and then he was with Miami for like 3 years.
1996, Drexler and the Dream were playing from Houston back then.
You had Akeem Olajuwon playing there.
I just said Akeem Olajuwon was playing. But if we could bring Akeem back, I'll take Houston.
Yeah.
Kenny the Jet Smith was the starting guard. Good look, Weave.
Had to put him on blast for that for a minute, man. We appreciate all the knowledge
if we
and the trends
can
and
get
stuff.
to Cleveland and Houston from 1996 to play in this game, I'm all for Houston.
We're all over Houston, man. We're gonna get the job done there, man. Oh, man, having a good time with you guys this morning, man. 196 countries strong. Let's go over to the NHL slate dream and see if there's anything.
Wait, no, hold on, because there is something I like in the NBA.
My bad. My bad.
That's okay. Guys, I do like the Boston Celtics tonight, but the line is heavy. I spotted this a couple of days ago, and we talked about this. I don't know what you got for a line out. What do you got for Vegas line?
-9.
-9. Oh, I hate that it's so high, but I really do like the Celtics a lot. If you can manipulate that, you might want to get down with that. I can't advise for the 9, but I would not be surprised if they covered the 9, but I hate, that's too many points for me.
Hate it.
Yeah, I hate that. But and the other spot is the Miami Heat are on a little bit of a losing streak. I expect them to come out and play tonight. Now, with the Miami Heat, please check the injury report before the game. Make sure everybody's in and everybody's playing. They're on a road trip. They have been on a little bit of a losing streak, but I expect them to stop their losing ways tonight against the Nuggets. That's a 9 o'clock start. What do you got for a line on the Vegas for that?
I got Miami -2.5, and the Nuggets just came off that emotional win win versus the Golden State Warriors,
Right,
bro.
so you might want to take a look at that. Don't go crazy, but take a look at that as well. And the last piece, the other last thing is the Hornets are traveling to, you know what, I'm going to stay away from that Hornet game. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not even going to talk about that.
I know, the Hornets, that just doesn't sound right, Dream.
I'm not going to. No, Charlotte, you know, Charlotte won a lot for me already this season.
At home.
Right. But the Pelicans are just not good.
I know. Well, you got to see if Anthony Davis is back.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Even with him in the lineup, they haven't been that great. But I'm going to leave that one alone. But I really do like the Boston Celtics, and I like the Miami Heat tonight. You might want to pair them together, or you might want to take the Celtics and leave it open and wait for tomorrow or Sunday.
All right. Well, are you done with the NBA? Can I go over to the NHL?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. NHL, guys, there is a team. You know, we like talking about the teams that are on hot streaks. And this Chicago Blackhawks team, Dream,
Yes.
9 consecutive wins in a row.
And getting it done on the road as well.
Yeah, man, and they're going into Toronto. Toronto definitely fell off big time, and they've lost 3 consecutive games. Chicago's minus 165 with an under over 5. You know what? Obviously, you know, a lot of you guys like to ride the streaks. I'm not one of those guys. You know, unless the team is home, like you said, Dream. But you know, looking at this particular game, I'm just pointing it out for something. You know, obviously it's special.
They'll match up well against the
yeah,
Blackhawks.
it's. I like pointing out the teams that are obviously hot, but I just don't think I would get involved in this particular game. But hey, something to take a look at, guys. If you think that the Chicago Blackhawks are obviously going to defend their title this year in the Stanley Cup Finals, they do have the Stars to deal with, and they still do have the Kings to deal with. But I think they're one of the best teams in the West.
I kind of like Chicago. I don't think the Maple Leafs match up well against the Blackhawks at all.
No.
To be honest with you, I do kind of like the Blackhawks in this spot. You guys know though, I hate hockey teams on the road. In fact, I'm not the biggest fan of road teams. Period. I'm getting more seasoned with my gambling.
I don't see anything I like whatsoever.
I like the Stars.
You like the Stars?
Yeah.
Stars haven't played in forever.
But that's why I like them.
When you look at the Stars, man, I don't think they haven't played since January 9th.
Yeah,
that's
I
almost
like them
a
a lot.
week off, dude.
Yeah, and I like them a lot to be fresh. And the Ducks have been terrible this season. The Ducks have been terrible. I do like the Stars, and I slightly like the Blackhawks as well. That might be a nice, money line part there, or even if you want to get the Boston Celtics involved in it as well. I do like the Dallas Stars tonight.
All right, and when the Dallas Stars, when you're taking a look at what they did, the landscape of the last 5 games they played, they were 1-4, Dream, going into that big rest. So what a better way to get about a week off. Get
the juices recharged, get out there,
yeah.
they're ready to play. They've been sitting, percolating for a minute, got to handle all of their business. They should be ready to come into town and do some work.
Yes,
with
do
the
some
Anaheim
work.
Mighty
Absolutely, man, absolutely. I don't see any other NHL that I'm feeling at all.
Okay.
Nasty card.
Hey guys, easy. We got, you know me. I'm big on this weekend. You got playoff games versus regular season games.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, we don't go crazy. I mean, these guys, yeah, they care, and yeah, maybe they want to win, but you know what? They play again tomorrow. I mean, look, Cleveland played last night. Guess what? They're playing again tonight.
Yes.
So, I mean, while it was important, it was not all that important.
Not all that important. Absolutely not, man. So, you know what? I am looking at a matchup. We got to find a line for it. I'm looking at the Yale Bulldogs tonight, Dream.
Okay.
Yale Bulldogs have the Brown Bears coming into town, and Brown is 5-9, Yale 9-5, and Yale is one of the only. Yale actually was in the game and almost knocked off SMU earlier in the year. So something to take a look at. I think this Yale team, guys, I'm going to call it right now. They're going to win the Ivy League and they're going to get in the tournament this year.
Okay.
They're going to definitely do that, man. So something to take a look at. I don't see any props at all with that, Dream. You know what? It's just such a. It's such a junky play, but
Yes.
It's local to me, guys, and I can actually see this team. As a matter of fact, what time's the game? Oh, it's a 5 o'clock game. Oh, I can't go. Damn, that sucks. I really want to go and take a look at it, Dream. You haven't been there yet, huh?
No.
Dude, it's awesome. Listen, I'm telling you, man, for $10, you can go and all you can eat, all you can drink. It's sick.
Oh.
And it's so intimate and so cool, and you could bring the kids.
Right.
And they would have a ball, bro. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Really?
yeah, man. And, I mean, for my kid, it's really good because he could kind of, wander around and, go pick up girls and stuff like that. But for your little guys,
Yep.
they could take pictures with the mascot and all that. It's so dope.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah.
then the next Friday we'll do it.
Yeah, definitely. So we got to take a look at what that line is, guys. But I could tell you right now that Brown, and I know we're talking about a nasty game, but listen, this is in our own backyard. And how much money did we make last year with Yale basketball? Brown is 1-8 straight up in the last 9 games. So expect a heavy spread, but for the most part, Yale's going to get the job done tonight, guys. So other than that, Dream, there's really nothing because it's Ivy League night in the NCAA. Obviously, the big games are all tomorrow. Yep. So that's pretty much all I got, man.
All right.
That's
all I got, too, man. I just, that's a good idea. You said you can't make tonight, though, huh?
Because we have Ralph Cooper.
Oh, that's right.
We have the Houston radio station show tonight, man. At 6:15, we'll be on Houston radio, going back and forth with the legendary Ralph Cooper, who is one of the biggest MCs to grace the airwaves in Houston, Texas, man. So it's
a lot to kick it with Ralph.
Yeah, I know.
Because Arian Foster cut? Did you hear that?
Arian Foster, I believe, is on his way out. But one thing, Dream, just in, Antonio Brown is ruled out for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Listen, if your boy ain't had your back with the Steeler-Denver game, if somebody don't recognize,
right?
I have told y'all since last week, get on this Denver Bronco game.
Antonio Brown is ruled out, guys. He will not
Steelers
be
walking
in the
into
game.
that piece. They walking into a gunfight with a slingshot.
Yeah, right.
Yo, this game, I'm telling you, man.
Oh, dude, it's off the board now, man. You can't get it anymore.
Your boy listen, I've been pounding it all week long. Every time I got a couple extra because I am sad. And I've listened because on my way to the gym in the car, I listen to ESPN radio or the Fan or whatever, and all I've heard was I just keep hearing all the talk about the injuries and how bad. And I'm saying they're not even saying like sprain, they're saying torn.
Yeah,
and
man.
Certain words mean like this cat might not even play. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's your throwing shoulder. I mean, look what happened with the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. I said it for as soon as the injury happened, I said, dude, I don't think this guy's coming back, man. You got a broken thumb on your throwing hand.
And then every time they would say that, all I kept seeing was Landry Jones when he was at the helm of the offense in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Son.
Oh, that was Andrew McCarron over there.
No. Landry Jones when he was at the helm when Big Ben went out.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about Pittsburgh.
And nothing was happening.
Nothing.
But punting.
Oh, wow. And
all I could think about is the Denver Bronco defense and Landry Jones, and I'm like, oh. As my kids would do.
Oh, wow. All right, we'll see what ends up
so anyway,
down with that.
You know what? My kids are so spoiled. You know what my daughter took? Because my daughter does the trash. You know what she told me the other day? Don't get these trash bags again.
Oh, why's that?
They're cheap trash bags.
It's nothing worse than a cheap trash bag, man.
I'm like, wait a minute. Let's put this into perspective, right? This is trash that is going into the garbage to be thrown out. And baby girl said, you're getting cheap trash bags. I said, you know what? You need to go get a job.
Until it rips and, spills all over the crib. Then you'll learn your lesson with that, man. Then you'll learn your lesson. All right, guys.
We getting the cheap trash bags. All right, player.
All right, sounds good. Guys, that's going to do it for the show, man. Had a great time kicking it with the Dream. Charly will be back on Monday. She had something come up, so she could not join us. But, hey, it is what it is, and we're looking forward to getting her back on. We already know who she was picking anyway because she came on Wednesday and gave her picks along with the beautiful Pamela Michelle as well. So Sporty Diva and the girls were on Wednesday. So if you want to hear what the females had to say, go back and listen to Wednesday's show and go from there, guys. And tomorrow we will be on live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at SBTVNation.com, rocking and rolling and going from there. So what do you got to do here, Dream, to close this thing out?
Hey, just want to thank everybody, as always, that is retweeting the show, as is our custom here, to give a little bit of a shout out to the cats out there that, constantly listen. And some of you guys who listen later on, it's not that we don't remember you as well, but just a little thank you to the guys that are paying attention live. We got Terrence Mack out there, James M. Thompson, we got Jim Rome Zadouche, Joseph Del Rosario, Vegas Jack, Big Boy, Scott Weaver, CDN, Capper Kings, The Pick, C. Rodriguez Jr., J. Cash, JDH24, Christos, Nick Arestas, Danish Better, Direct Sports Solution. Good morning to you, sir. And once again, in case you guys did not hear Hat, we are going to be on KCOH tonight at 6:15, the Ralph Cooper Show. It is a great spot for us, and we have big fun there. My man Irvin's in the house. Sir Mata, BT, Marlon, JC, Mario Martinez, OJFB, Vegas Girl 92661, my boy Cash Action Bets, and Key MVU, just to name a few. Guys, as always, I'm the Dream. Always remember who you with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
All right, you ready for the line on the Denver game?
Go.
I got anywhere from 8 to 9.5.
Here we go.
There we go, baby. There we go. So great call on your part, Dream. Great call. It helps us out being on the airwaves every single day, 7 days a week, doesn't it?
Thank you,
Just
sir.
to kind of go back and forth and, rock and roll with the nation. And, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, guys, you know who we are. We are gamblers. Gamblers have been doing this a very, very long time. And what we're doing is we're sharing our experiences and our knowledge of, what we do and how we do it. We don't ever tell you to take our stuff. This is who we're taking. You know what? Feel free to do whatever the hell you want. Obviously there are experts out there. There's expert handicappers like Scott Matthews that was on yesterday. He's the guy that does this for a living and obviously, makes a living doing this. You know what? This is what we do, and we do the best we can to make a living with our own plays. So you know what? You want to listen to us, just for entertainment purposes or for some line movements or for some weather or for some information, to listen to some female perspective, whatever. That's what we are, and that's who we are, Dream. Just in case you don't know what we are.
No doubt. And
Just,
let me clean that up a little bit. I'm not making my living off of my plays.
Not
I do
yet.
make my living.
Not yet, anyway.
I do make my living with some other spots, but I improve my quality of life with my plays.
There you go.
How about that?
Yeah, you take care of all the,
I get the cheap trash bags.
You get to buy the cheap trash bags with your winnings. That's all. All right, guys.
Yo, we love you to death, man. We're out of here. Catch us on KCOH tonight, 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. My boy, the Hat and the Dream. Peace.
All right, guys, taking a look at this here. I got to shout out, let's see, BZ, Kruk, Sir Mata, Irvin, Mario Martinez, Brian Terrell. Thanks for chatting with Rays today on the show, guys, on YouTube. We love you to death. Go out there. Go easy. Do a lot of homework. There's a lot of spots, but whatever you do, go out there, be safe, and get that money. Let's go!